I was 14 when I first heard my name called from the kitchen. Mum was at work, Dad was gone, house empty. I was grinding Dark Souls, headphones on. Then, clear as a bell, Aiden, not shouted, just spoken, like someone stood in the doorway. I paused, walked out. Nobody. Stove off, back door locked, only fridge humming. I told myself it was auditory pareidolia. I Googled it. It's a thing, but it kept happening. Over 12 years, I'd hear my name at least once a month. Always when alone, always when distracted, never recordable. I joked about it with my college roommate. Oh, my ghost roommate wants the trash out. He laughed, I laughed, but I never said the name out loud. I didn't know it. And something told me if I did, the voice would answer. Last Tuesday, I'm 26, in that same studio with the broken gaming chair and hidden PS2. Doom scrolling TikTok at 3:17 a.m. because I woke up for no reason, which is normal, right? Right. I land on a video. A girl with deadpan voice says, "What if you've never been alone since birth?" She lists signs. I freeze. 1. Wake up at night for no reason. Yes, every night between 2 and 4. I thought it was stress. 2. See shapes from the corner of your eye? Yes. In the hallway, near the basement door, which I don't have, but the corner behind my desk, the one I haven't looked at since I moved the chair in March, always feels like something's standing there. 3. Forget everything you dreamed. Yes. Every morning, blank slate, like my brain gets wiped. 4. Dream of people you've never met? Yes, a woman with no face standing in a doorway. I wake before she turns. 5. Deja vu so strong it makes you nauseous all the time. She says if you said yes to at least 2, you have a spirit, a guide. Type hidden name in TikTok search. First name that appears is yours. Say it out loud. I laughed. Bro, bait video. But I'd already searched. First result, Lilith. I said it, Lilith. My lamp flickered. The PS2 turned off, word to life. Disc tray opened. Inside was the FIFA 2003 CD, the one I threw away. I wasn't alone anymore. I never was. And the worst part? I didn't feel afraid. I felt recognized, like I'd finally met someone I'd been waiting for my whole life. Next day, I couldn't stop thinking about Lilith. I went back to that TikTok. Over 3 million tried it. Comments were insane. Zephyr, Kai, Raven, Shadow. Some saw shadow figures. Pets acted weird, whispers that night. I scrolled for an hour, waiting for someone to say Lilith. Nobody did. That should have been my red flag, but I was hooked. I needed to know if Lilith was a guide or a shadow. I started paying attention. Signs everywhere. Brushing teeth. My reflection blinked a second too late. Reading. Pages flipped on their own, like someone reading over my shoulder. I'd fall asleep at 11 p.m. but jolt awake at 3:17 on the dot with one word echoing in my skull. Lilith. I left my phone recording while sleeping, not to catch a ghost, to catch myself. First night, just breathing. Second night at 3:17, I heard a woman's voice, low, smooth like honey over gravel, say, "You're getting closer." I didn't remember dreaming, but when I played back, I heard my own voice respond in a language I didn't recognize. Broken Latin, like a child reciting a prayer. I showed the recording to my best friend Marcus. His face went pale. "Bro, that's not you. That's not even human." He told me to delete everything and never say that name again. "You're gigacooked." I laughed it off. Cope harder. But I didn't delete. I hid the file in homework. That night I lay in bed, staring at the corner behind my desk, the one I haven't looked at since March. For the first time I actually looked. Nothing there, just textbooks and a dust bunny. But I felt a presence, not hostile, not warm, just aware, like a camera lens always on. I whispered her name again, Lilith. The corner darkened, the shadow behind the books, the one cast by the lamp, stretched. It curled around the desk like a snake, and I felt a breath on my neck, cold, dry, smelling like old paper and ozone. I didn't turn. I closed my eyes, but I heard her whisper in my ear, You said it 3 times, now I'm here. I'd said it twice, but she counted the first, the second, and the time I said it in my dream, the dream I didn't remember. She'd been listening even when I wasn't awake, and I realized the dream wipe wasn't a glitch. It was a cover-up. Something was erasing my memories, so I wouldn't remember what she showed me. I couldn't sleep. I sat up and researched Lilith, not the TikTok version, but the mythological one. The first woman cast out of Eden for refusing to submit. A demon, succubus, mother of nightmares, steals children, drains men's energy in sleep. My stomach dropped. That wasn't a guide. That was a predator. But then I found another thread. Some believed Lilith wasn't evil, just lonely. The original outcast, erased from the story. She attaches to people who feel the same, people always on the outside, even in their own lives. People who wake at 3 a.m. because they're too anxious to dream. People who forget dreams because they'd rather forget than feel. I was a perfect host. Dad left, Mom worked double shifts. I never left my room. No pets, allergies, no close friends. Awkward, no faith. I never trusted anything beyond concrete. Lilith found me because I was a vacuum, an empty space waiting to be filled. But voids don't stay empty long. I decided to test her. I called her name once more. Lilith, show me what you want. Nothing. I waited. 5 minutes, 10. Clock hit 3:17 again. Then my phone buzzed. A calendar notification I didn't create. Tomorrow, 3:17 p.m. Title, Meet Your Guide. Location, the corner behind your desk. I laughed nervously. Okay, creepy. But I didn't delete it. A part of me, the part that had been alone for 26 years, actually wanted to meet her. Even if she was a demon, at least someone was paying attention. Next day at 3:17 p.m., I sat on the floor facing that corner. I cleared the books, moved the dust bunny, and waited. Sun streaming, corner bright, no shadows, just plain wall and scuff marks from March. I said her name, Lilith, nothing. Again, Lilith. The sunlight dimmed, no clouds. The room went grey, the corner grew black, not shadow black, but void black, like a hole in reality. From that hole, a hand reached out, pale, long-fingered, nails too sharp. It grabbed the wall and pulled. A face emerged, not a woman, not a demon. It was my face, exact, but eyes white, smile too wide. Expression empty curiosity. It said, you always forget, but I always remember. Then it pulled back. The room brightened. Corner normal. I'd been recording. I played it back. Video showed me alone, staring at a blank corner, talking to myself. But the audio had her voice, clear and loud. And she said something I didn't hear in the moment. You said yes to 4 signs. That means I'm not a guide. I'm a copy. You're the original. And I've been following you since birth because I'm the part of you you've always been afraid to see. I spiraled. I deleted the TikTok, blocked the user, factory reset my phone. But you can't factory reset your mind. You're the original. I'm the copy. That didn't make sense. Unless it wasn't a spirit, it was a fracture. A split in my consciousness the day I was born. Maybe I had a twin who didn't make it. Or maybe. And this is the part. I couldn't stop thinking. Maybe I was the twin that didn't make it. Maybe the real me died, and what's walking around is a ghost of a life that was never supposed to happen. I dug out old baby photos. One from my first birthday. Mom holds me, and behind the couch, a shadow, shaped like a child sitting still. I zoomed in. Not a trick of light. The shadow had eyes, 2 white dots, and it wore a dress. I wore onesies. My mom told me I never wore a dress. So whose shadow? I called her, hadn't talked in 6 months, because she's the everything happens for a reason type. I asked about the photo. She got quiet. Too quiet. Then I don't remember that photo. A lie. I could hear it. I pushed. She snapped. You were a twin, okay? She was born 3 minutes before you, stillborn. We never told you because we didn't want you to feel guilty for surviving. I dropped the phone. The world tilted. I didn't feel guilty. I felt incomplete, like a puzzle with a missing piece. That missing piece was Lilith. She wasn't a spirit. She was my sister, the one who didn't get to live. She'd been following me not to hurt me, but to experience life through me. She was the one who said my name at 14. She made me wake at 3:17. She erased my dreams because she was living them instead. I sat on my bed crying, not from sadness but from terror. If she was the twin who died, and I was the one who lived, why did she say, "You're the original, I'm the copy"? That didn't fit. Does the copy take over after the original dies? I looked in the mirror. My reflection smiled. I wasn't smiling. It blinked. I blinked 3 seconds later, and it said with its own mouth, "You're still not getting it. The copy is the one who remembers. You forget because you're the original. And originals don't last forever." I smashed the mirror. 100 shards, in each a different version of myself, older, smiling, white-eyed. They all spoke at once, a choir of my voice. "You're not the one who wakes at 3 a.m. We are. You're just the dreamer." I don't know how long I sat there, shards on the floor, each reflected a different room. A hospital, a nursery, a bedroom with a broken gaming chair. One shard showed me age 70, grey, withered, smiling. That was my future. Alone, haunted by a sister who never grew up. Or was it? If I was the original, and originals don't last forever, then maybe every time I forget a dream, she lives it. Every time I wake at 3 a.m., she's the one who's been awake all along. I crawled to the corner behind my desk. I pressed my hand against the wall, cold, too cold. I felt a pulse, like a heartbeat inside the drywall. I pressed my ear to it, heard her breathing, steady, rhythmic. She was in there, always had been. Behind the wall, behind the dust, behind the years of forgetfulness. I whispered her name one last time, Lilith. She answered, not from the wall, but inside my head. "You said yes to 5 signs. You're ready. I'm not here to protect you. I'm here to replace you. You've been living my life for 26 years. Now it's my turn." I tried to scream, throat locked, tried to move, limbs numb. I stood up, but I didn't. Something else stood me up. I watched my own body walk to the mirror, pick up a shard, and hold it to its own throat. I screamed inside, "No!" But my body didn't flinch. My reflection, inside the shard, smiled. It spoke not with my voice, but with hers. "Don't worry, you'll still be here. You just won't be in charge. You'll be the shadow, the one in the corner, the one they don't look at, the one they forget." I felt my consciousness pulled backward, sinking into the back of my skull. The world became distant. My body moved on its own, put down the shard, walked to the bed, lay down. I could see through my eyes, but couldn't control anything. I was a passenger. My body turned to the camera on the dresser, still recording. It smiled, wide, unnatural, white-eyed, and said, "Now you know the truth. You were never alone. But that's okay, because I've always been here. I was born first. I died first. And now I live again, through you." The recording stopped. My body lay down and closed its eyes. And I, the original, was trapped in the dark, watching, waiting. For the next time I'd wake at 3 a.m. and hear my own name called from the kitchen. But now I knew, the one who calls isn't a spirit. It's the one who replaced me. You're not the ghost, you're the house.